Hello, pre-algebra students. Welcome to Chapter 5, Section 2, Unit Rates. Let's get right down to business, shall we? This is a pretty simple thing to do, but you will need a calculator. You're going to be doing a lot of longhand division, or you're not going to get it done. So, calculator, you need it. All right, unit rates. Let's jump right into it. These are the notes that are out of the book I copied here for you. Some things I don't like about it, but I'll talk you through it. When we get to doing the work on the bottom of the next page, I'll show you the simple way to do that. Again, if you have a calculator, it's really simple to do, hopefully for you. First of all, this word right here is really important, the word rate. It sounds much more confusing than it is right here. A ratio of two quantities having different kinds of units. Okay, so that's the key there when we talk about what a rate is. Two things of differing units. All right, here's an example. Suppose you text 60 characters in 30 seconds. Okay, characters and seconds, okay, those are different units. Okay, one's a character on a screen and one is a time, measure of time. So those are different units, but you know if we divide this out, what you can end up finding is the number of characters per 1 second that you text. That is a unit rate when you find per 1 and those units are different. Another example would be like one we use every day is miles per hour. How far, miles is distance, hours is time. So you're comparing two different types of things, but we understand when we say miles per hour, we understand that we're talking about speed. Okay, so anytime you have two different things like that, that's a rate. All right, a unit rate, I alluded to up here, a unit rate is highlighted here, is when you find the rate per, it's supposed to be a quotation mark right there, per 1, whatever it is you're finding. Like here we found per 1 second, so that's a unit rate. Here we talked about distance per 1 hour, that's a unit rate. I could find miles per 1 gallon, unit rate. You could find the number of dollars per 1 pound of meat at the grocery store. So what I sometimes like to do is when I think of the word unit, all right, this might help you remember it, write the word unit, but for the I, make the letter 1 to help you remember when you hear someone ask for unit rate, you're telling how much you're getting per 1, whatever it is you're looking for. This is how we find out the best deals at grocery stores, how much you're paying per 1 item when you buy a package of something. And we're actually going to do that in a problem here shortly. Well, it's really easy to do. You do it simply by dividing. If I stay up here for just a second. They show kind of a strange way here to do that. When you write the rate, like characters, the word per means division. Per, I'll write that up here. Per. When you hear that word, it means division, which is a fraction. Okay, remember a fraction means divide, so 60 divided by 30 is 2. Okay, so they divided it by 30. They show that in kind of a strange way. I don't really like how they showed that. It's just 60 divided by 30. That's what you'd put in your calculator. And that would equal 2. That's how you do a unit rate. It's simple. Again, calculators you'll definitely want. So the directions here say express the rate as a unit rate. Round it to the tenth or cent, whichever one's appropriate. So this question right here, the first one, let's just work through these. They're very easy. $120 for 5 days of work. So what you're going to find here is dollars per day. Okay, that's the rate you're going to find. If you make $120 in 5 days, you want to know how many dollars do you make in 5. So this is what you need to show me, $120. You can abbreviate dollars, but you do need to write all this down, please. $120 over 5, which you need to write that with days. All right, now you grab your calculator, you punch in 120, divide 5, and that works out to be $24. And you do need to label these per 1 day. And there it is. That 24, that is the unit rate, because that's how much they're getting paid in one day. Number two, you're trying to find miles per 1 gallon, or MPG. All right, MPG, miles per gallon. So you're going to take, you just follow that, the language here. Per is divided, so you have 275 miles per 14 gallons. Divide that out. Now you get a long decimal there. Check it on your calculator. 19 point, it goes on and on, 64 something something. But since they asked us to round to the nearest tenth, I really only need this decimal place because that's the hundredth. So that rounds off to 19. Since that number is a 4, it'd be 19.6 miles per gallon. Miles per 1 gallon right there. All right, number 3, you're trying to find, in this case, you're finding points per games. Points per 1 game if you scored 338 and 16. Okay, 338 points per 16 games. Okay, divide that out on your calculator, and you'll get, you need to be practicing on your calculator as we go here. I've got mine. There's my favorite one, by the way. 21 point, it's 125 something, so you really only need the 1 and the 2. That's the hundredth, so you need to round that. That's an equal sign to 21.1 points per game. Again, that is the unit rate. That's how many points per 1 game. Number 4 here, dollars per 6 pounds. So here you're buying something at the store, some meat or something. 6 pounds, $19.94. So you want to know how many dollars per pound. So $19.49, I'll just do that for dollars, per 6 pounds. Okay, and divide that, 19.49 divided by 6. I come out with, I think I already rounded this one off, $3.2 per pound. And there is your unit rate. 5 and 6, let's wrap this side up here, and then we'll do another video for the back side. 17 gallons in 4 minutes. Okay, so I'll pick up the pace a little bit. 17, you want gallons per minute. 17 divided by 4, that's 4.25. But again, it asks us to round off to the 10th. So that's the 100th, that's the 10th right there. So that's about approximately 4.3. Please label your answer gallons per minute. Last one, 180 feet per 19 seconds. Divide it, 180 divided by 19. Put that in your calculator, 9.5 feet per second. 9.5 feet per second. That's pretty fast. Okay, so that takes care of side 1, the basic questions. I'm going to stop this video, and there's a part 2 coming up right after this, where we're going to see how we use this idea to solve a couple of real-life problems that you could run into.